It's your girl Mina Mendoza, little girl, big personality, queen of spice. Oh shit. Nope. Sorry about that. But anyways, it's your girl Mina Mendoza. We live, we lit. It's Saturday. Everybody jumping onto the live right now. Thank you so much for supporting me. We're going to have a solo spicy show tonight. Yes. And just to let y'all know, I do want to make a couple announcements. One, we had a very successful hidden gem show on Thursday. Shout out to Professor Knox. Shout out to Bravery Studio. Shout out to all the artists that came through. It was definitely a vibe. It was a vibe. We're going to talk more about it in the show, but I definitely want to give the flowers to that. I also want to make another announcement that I will be officially starting my baby break. As people know, no bad news, not bad news. You know, we got to take little breaky breaks. But every year I always take August off just from podcasting. I'll still host, I'll still come through, I'll still come show love, but these weekly live specials do get are put on pause just for me to enjoy a little bit of my life. Mina Mendoza is a mom. I gotta spend time with my kid before he gets sent to school again, so it's like my time to be spicier, and also I need time off to gather thoughts, ideas, all that, and then come back September spicier than ever. And we're gonna have we're gonna have a lot of great things lined up for the new fall season. So definitely still stay tuned. I'm not going nowhere, man. I'm just taking a baby break. All right, so we got a dope ass show for today. I got a lot of topics that I do want to talk about. One of the first things that I do want to talk about, I guess, just because I am going to be in Puerto Rico, not the Monday coming up, next Monday. So as people know, there's a lot of crazy-ish going on with Bad Bunny right now. So not that it's Bad Bunny's fault, it's StubHub. StubHub is the problem right now. And what's crazy is I've used StubHub for buying Mets tickets. As we all know, Mina Mendoza is a hardcore Mets fan. But StubHub never did me dirty when it came to buying tickets for baseball games. So the issue what's happening is that right now with Puerto Rico, Bad Bunny has his residency, which was for the locals, but that now ended. What's happening now is that the rest of the world is now invited. So that started about a week ago, last weekend. And what's happening right now is that there's a lot of people who have bought tickets off of StubHub, and hundreds of people are being left outside the El Choli. That's what it's called. It's basically their MetLife for there, but hundreds of people are being left in the customer service line because their tickets are not scanning. And I'm talking about a lot of people. If you go on TikTok, Instagram, that's the number one thing that's trending right now. And what's happening again is that now I want you to think deeper about this situation. So remember, this is not for the locals. We're talking about people that are purchasing tickets to go to Puerto Rico to go see Bad Bunny. Yes, you can still enjoy the island, but imagine if that was your main goal. You came to Puerto Rico to see the Bad Bunny concert, and now you can't go to the Bad Bunny concert. And a lot of people have bought 4 tickets, 5 tickets, and the issue is that, again, it's not scanning. So my thought process is this. What a lot of people are doing on TikTok is basically writing messages and sending messages to Benito, shout out to Bad Bunny, aka Bad Bunny. And it's should Bad Bunny as an artist get involved for what's happening right now? Or do you think it should be StubHub? My opinion, I think it should be both. Both because even though it's not Bad Bunny's fault, it's literally out of his control. Like, he is the talent. You feel me? If something is going on with your concert, you don't want to lose and disappoint your fans. You know, these are your fans in the end of the day that are being traumatized by this situation. So I feel like even though it's not his fault, I do feel like taking accountability to what's happening with the concert should be some type of his responsibility. That's my only concept with it. Like, you know, like, what can we do for the people that got scammed? Definitely StubHub needs to be involved. Like, I'm not talking about refunds. I'm talking about refunds. They got to send credits. Just something. I do really feel bad because, you know, that's a lot of money. Like, people are literally, like, waiting there, like, and not knowing what to do. Now, some people have gotten lucky. The issue is that it's become a 50-50 chance. So your StubHub ticket could be valid or it could be invalid. You won't know until you're online on that day and it's scanned. So it's a 50-50. Some people are putting up videos like shout out to StubHub. Some people are like screw StubHub. So honestly, if you are going to that route, because keep in mind, now that Bad Bunny has opened up the concert to the locals, I believe he will be performing until September 15th, and then he starts his world tour completely. If you're going to buy your tickets at StubHub, friends, keep in mind it is a 50-50 chance that that ticket will be real. There's still a lot of time. I hope the situation does get better. It doesn't look good for the first weekend for non-residents, but I just hope it does get better. You know, I just hope, because in the end of the day, I would be pissed off, bro. I don't know. But then again, we're just going to have to wait and see what ends up happening. But just keep in mind, if you're going to StubHub, it is a 50-50 chance that that ticket is real. So best of luck to y'all. Just saying. All right. Hey, we got Professor Knox in the check-in. And actually, we're going to go ahead and just start talking about the event. So on Thursday, Professor Knox had the Hidden Gems event. I had the pleasure of hosting the event, and it was actually really, really dope. We had Professor Knox, you know, in the background with the beats, and I was making sure that I was transitioning through the artists. And what I really enjoyed the most is just like the diversity of artists. Like, it was just different vibes. We had like singers, we had Spanish speaking artists, we had English speaking artists, people with different flows as well, and also even groups. So I feel like there were solo artists, group artists, different language speaking artists, making sure that it was gender like you know, fluid, like for everybody. And that's something that you need in an event. You want to make sure that, like, if you're going to have an event, that it's inclusive, because you don't want to leave anybody out. So definitely kudos to you, my friend. Every artist, I feel like, definitely just like showed up, and it was a dope experience. Also shout out to Patty. She held things down in the bar. Definitely show her love. Always remember to tip her every time she's there. And it was just dope. The lighting, I feel like the sounds. We got also, like, during the intermission, there was like a time where we were able to take a break in the middle. And shout out to Bravery Studios. We were able to kind of go around the show and like do little baby interviews. And I'm so excited to see what that looks like, because when I tell you I had Mar following me around, that shit was dope, bro. Like, and honestly, like, I love doing shit like that. So to me, it was like really special to have like full autonomy and just kind of like, hey, who are you? What are you doing? So definitely stay tuned. We're gonna definitely put out clips of that. It's pretty dope to see. And yeah, we gotta make Hidden Gems part 2, you feel me? But thank you again, Professor Knox, for allowing me to host your event. But yeah, I think it was amazing. It was great. Also, shout out to Three's Company. They were actually my favorite group at the end. They gave me like Beastie Boys vibes, but they were really cool. I feel like the energy, the way they were kind of like in sync with one another, I really liked it. It was really, really cool. I was able to connect with a lot of artists, and a lot of artists that I will be bringing actually in September, you know, my new season, once I come back in August. So again, shout out to you, Professor Knox. Shout out to Hidden Gems. Shout out to Newborn, New York, for welcoming us and just making sure that, you know, we have a safe place to do our thing. So great event on Thursday. Hey, I got my husband in the check-in. Shout out to E. Shout out to Mr. El Haj. Yeah, showing love. He's on YouTube and IG. You heard? Get yourself real friends, my friends. That's a real friend right there, period. Shit. Of course, Knox. I got you. All right. So I guess just going into like more topics. We talked about Bad Bunny. We talked about like the controversy that's happening with like StubHub. I guess a question for y'all, because I've been to a lot of concerts in my life, and a lot of things that are also trending is that a lot of people are like literally camping out for like 16 hours to get Bad Bunny concerts, like on the like ticket sales, like when they open up the like box office. So I started thinking, like, I've never done that before, but would y'all do that for your favorite artist? And if so, how many hours are you willing to stand online for your favorite artists? I've seen people like in tents, barbecuing, and like, to me, if I was with my group of friends, I would do it with y'all. I will camp out a whole day with y'all. By myself, though, I don't know. That's tricky. But I have a question for y'all. Would y'all stand in line for a concert that y'all really want to go to? And what is y'all limit? What is the longest that y'all can stand online for? Let me know. I want to know. For me, I think I could do a day. Maybe a day and a half, but I would have to be with my friends. Because you know why you need to go with a group of friends? I'm going to tell you why. You need people to stand in the line for you. One, what if you gotta pee? What if you gotta poop? What if you gotta shower? Who's gonna get the food? And then y'all gotta work together. You feel me? That's how it should be. See, that's smart. Work smarter, not harder. That's what it is. I would do it with y'all. Hey, we got the call. Shout out to you. Yo, my friends are in the check-in. She said not more than 10 minutes. Damn, Biff. Also, one thing that was cool, there's like a new trend going around on TikTok right now, or IG or whatever. They're like, put in the day of your birthday and what was the number one song on your birthday. And shout out to Nicole. She actually like showed us that trend. And I believe hers was Wannabe from Spice Girls. That made me so happy because she's like one of my best friends. And I'm like, hell yeah. So I'm asking y'all, check out the day of your birthday and look at what was the number one song. Marv, what was the number one song on your birthday?
I'm looking it up. I don't know.
Bet. All right. Everybody who has a birthday, who is everybody, because then you wouldn't be bored. But look up the number one song on your birthday. I'm curious to know what is there. Mine was like a Phil Collins song.
Really?
Yeah.
That's cool.
What was yours, Marv?
I'm still typing it.
That's crazy. Google don't like you. Let me stop.
No, my month has a lot of numbers.
I'm curious.
It was When I'm With You by Sharif.
I don't know what that is.
I've never heard of that song before.
If anybody knows what that is, that's Marvin's song from Bravery Studios. That's his song. That's his song. Yo, I bet everybody who has a birthday bar of the century. Yo, I'm dead. I love my friends. I swear to God. Yo, y'all want to talk about some crazy shit? Yo, I saw a video on TikTok. And I gotta ask y'all, how do y'all feel about carnival rides? Yo, I saw a ride. I don't know what you call that ride, like a Palladium, or I don't know. Pero like, it's like a circle ride where people sit down and it goes like this, and sometimes it goes upside down. But there's a carnival ride that last week it broke in half. Luckily, nobody died, but there was mad people that was injured. And I want to know, how do y'all feel about that? How do y'all feel about carnival rides? Do y'all feel safe going on a ride that gets built and also taken apart? How do y'all feel about that?
No.
I have mixed feelings. Personally, I have mixed feelings because I'm never gonna turn down a Ferris wheel. I feel like Ferris wheels are a classic ride at a carnival. Yeah, like I don't know. I'm mixed. I'm mixed. There's some rides though that I say no to. Like the zipper. Yeah, I'm good on that. When I was a kid, that was cool. But like the zipper just looks like an accident about to happen. Yo, facts. And then like another question for y'all. What is your favorite carnival ride? I'll tell you mine. My favorite, I actually have two favorite carnival rides. One is the spaceship. I feel like no matter what carnival you go to, that spaceship ride is always there. And for anybody who hasn't been on it, it's not really anything crazy. You just stand on the wall. I think it's called gravity. And like you just like cling onto the wall and like your thing goes up or whatever. Some people be walling out there. They be like going upside down. And I feel like I like gravity because at least the ones that I've been to, there's always a DJ in the middle. So you be in that spaceship walling out and there's like poppin' ass music going at the same time. So I'm with gravity. And then there's another ride where like you sit with two people and like, actually no, let me take it back. It'll be Music Express. It's so corny, but it's such a classic. I feel like it's the rides with the fire music for me. And if anybody doesn't know what Music Express is, it's the ride that goes around. You normally can sit like 2 or 3 people, and then it goes backwards. That ride will forever have good music. Tell me not. All right. Let's see what my friend says. Press the damn... Fuck that spaceship. Yo, why you don't like the spaceship? What's your favorite ride, Nicole? You both aren't allowed on those rides. Yo, that shit sounds crazy. That sounds crazy, yo. Nicole's my ride or die, yo. We were on a tsunami boat ride, and I think that was the most craziest ride of my life. Forever. All right, we're going to transition real quick. So another thing that I definitely do want to talk about, we talked a little bit about Bad Bunny, that wild-ass carnival ride that, like, broke in half. Yo, thank God to those people, and no one died and got hurt. But... another topic that is definitely happening is, yo, this one broke my heart, yo. I learned today that PBS, like the network, is officially canceled.
Emotional damage.
Yeah, like, yo, like, I grew up on PBS. I grew up on Arthur. I grew up on Reading Rainbow. I grew up on Dragon Tales and... oh, man, I was actually having this conversation the other day. Like, PBS was such a staple in me growing up. I'm not sure if Sesame Street was on PBS, but, you know, like, it's such a, like, staple to growing up because, like, you don't need cable for it. And, like, the federal government was, like, sponsoring it for a while, and now they just cut funds. I'm not going to say who's responsible for that, but we all kind of know. And it's just kind of messed up because I feel like PBS was one of those positive, like, channels that, like, why them? You know? Not for nothing, but, like, there's so many channels that we could have canceled by now. Like, why them, yo? And I'm like, damn, that sucks. Like, I can't imagine, like, not... First of all, what's going to happen to the channel? I forgot what number channel PBS was. I don't know if it was channel 11. Like, is it just not going to exist anymore? Like, how does that work? And also, channel 13. Thank you, Marv. And I also feel bad for, like, some of the people that have been, like, I know, like, during the morning and, like, afternoon is always, like, the cartoons and stuff. But I know, like, towards, like, afternoon and night, it's, like, you know, older people that have been there for a while. So what I've read is that PBS is going to let them go officially by January 2026. So there is some time. But that honestly broke my heart. That broke my heart. Like, hearing that PBS is not going to exist no more. So if y'all haven't heard it, y'all heard it here. How do y'all feel about that? How do you feel about cutting that funding, you know? Like, where are those cartoons going to go now? That's my question. Are they just not going to exist? Are other channels going to adopt them? Mina Mendoza wants to know, okay? I want to know. I mean, E, you're not wrong, dog. Let's have a PBS night. I want to have a PBS night. Yeah, yo.
Do it!
Yeah. That makes me sad, though.
Do it!
I don't know if y'all knew, but that made me really, really, really sad. Also, I want to know, what's one PBS show that shaped your childhood? Let me know. Put it in the chat. Mine was definitely Arthur. Arthur forever. Like, I love DW. I thought all his friends were dope. But you know what I thought was weird about Arthur? Is that they're animals, right? I want y'all to think about this. I think Arthur was a aardvark, which is like an anteater. I think that's what he was. So what's weird is these people are all animals, right? Keep that in mind. They're all animals. I remember there was a person in his class named Binky, and he was a bulldog, right? Why is it that Binky was a bulldog, but yet Arthur had a dog? Y'all get what I'm saying, though? Like, what made that different? I don't know. I always thought about that. I was like, so the dog's a dog, but Binky's a human dog? Like, make it make sense. Make it make sense. I always thought about that before. And even like other cartoons that will make me think. Like, shout out to Nick Jr. I grew up on Nick Jr. too. And also shout out to Franklin. I don't even know if Franklin is still even on now anymore. But Franklin and I remember Little Bear was always my joints, yo. And I thought Franklin, what was so messed up in that cartoon was that Franklin was the only one that had a name. Like, all the other characters was Beaver, Rabbit, like Duck. Like, no one had a real name except for Franklin. I was like, I don't know how I feel about that. What's up, Beaver? Like, yo, that's crazy. I don't know if y'all knew that, but watch that show if y'all can, and you're going to see it. Nobody has a name except for Franklin. So I always thought that was kind of different. All right. So we're going to keep transitioning into topics. Franklin was written by the lady who wrote Hunger Games. Yo, get out. I love Hunger Games. Tribute, right? That's what she did. Excuse me. I'm going to take a sippy sip of my drink. Oh, man. Yo, Zoomafo. Yup. Said I was shaped by money. Big comfy couch. Yo, Nicole. You opened the nostalgia. Yo, I used to be on the floor as a kid. And remember when she used to do the clock? I used to try to do the clock. I was like, yo, Jesus. She was so flexible, dog. Aw. Big comfy couch, yo. That's crazy. Another PBS. That's a PBS gem right there, yo. All right, man. Let's keep transitioning. First of all, we're in August, guys. Summer is literally about to be over, and we're about to enter fall. How do y'all feel about that? I feel like time is going by so fast. Also, what's crazy is that New York State is now a subtropical state. Subtropical. For all of y'all that don't know what that means, it doesn't mean beaches and palm trees. It means that it's going to rain a lot more. So expect more flooding. Yo, the fact that New York State is now a subtropical state is wild. Yo, that shit is wild crazy to me. Wild crazy to me. One, it's a little scary because, first of all the boroughs have subways. So if they don't get their shit together with the flooding system and no sé qué, yo, I love my best friends because they all live in New York, but like, I don't want y'all taking subways. I'm just saying. They need to get that shit together. But yeah, New York is a subtropical state now. I don't know if New Jersey is, but New York is now a subtropical state. Crazy. We're going to pronounce yo, I'm dead. My friends, I love my friends. All right, guys. Let's see. Let's get a little spicy here. Let's get a little spicy. So, what's the wildest thing you've done to get into an event? So, I can't say I've ever done something wild to get into an event, but I could tell you something wild that happened to me that helped me get into VIP in an event. So this was back when I just turned 21. And I remember I went to New York. I think it was like Webster Hall. And I saw Deadmau5. Shout out to like house music. I am a house music connoisseur. But I went and saw Deadmau5. It was with two of my friends. They came and picked me up. And I remember, I think God just wanted me to have a good night. literally. Because the day before, I got into a car accident. Thank God that nothing bad happened to me. But I got into a car accident. I remember the day before the Dead concert. And what happened was, I didn't even pay for that ticket. My friends were just like, we have an extra ticket, just come. And I wasn't even trying to go because I was like, yo, I'm going to be depressed. I'm going to be sad. And they were like, nah, just come, just come. Yo, they picked me up. Their car was already lit up with lights and shit. That shit was crazy. So when we got picked up or whatever, we ended up going to the concert. Mind you, I'm over here like dancing. I was a little tipsy. I ain't going to lie. Maybe on some stuff. But we were just having a good time. And what I remember is that there was like security guards from like, because we were like on ground level. There was like security guards like pointing down. And I don't know, I'm not going to lie, like something that happens during concerts, you know, any concert you go to, there's always going to be like some type of like, I don't know how else to say it without being flagged, but we're gonna say rug sales. Okay, every concert that you go to is gonna have some type of rug sales, catch my drift, on the floor. So I remember there was one that was happening in front of me. I was not part of it, but the security guard, I'm like dancing in my own world, and the security guard just was like, you come over here. And I was like, oh shit, he thinks it was me. So I'm like panicking, right? So one thing about me, if anyone knows me, when I'm panicking, I talk a lot now. I'll talk even more. So I'm getting there. I'm talking to the security guard. I'm like, oh my God, I'm sorry. It wasn't me. Don't think it was me. Da-da-da. He's just like staring at me. Literally like, I'm like, oh my God, it wasn't me. It wasn't me. And then I was like, I'm sorry. Da-da-da. He goes like, what are you talking about? Get the into VIP. And I was like, really? I was like, what? And then I remember I thought of my friends, and I'm like, no, wait. Can my friends come? Like, I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for them. And that shit was dope. And I remember I just got picked from a crowd to go into VIP, and VIP was dope. We had our private bar, and the VIP tickets were $200 a ticket, so I was able to score $600 for my friends. So I feel like the ticket that they ended up giving me was paid for and more. So that shit was dope. So I never did anything crazy to get into an event, but I did feel like something crazy positive happened to me to get into a VIP portion of the event. So if y'all ever had a story, put it in the chat. I want to hear it. Let's talk about it. Oh shit, we got Carlos. Carlos at Max, definitely show him love. He was actually a beat maker in the at Hidden Gems. It was so dope too. I remember with Carlos, it was really cool because I thought he was performing, right? But then he just gets behind the deck and starts producing beats. And what made his set so special is that every artist, not every artist, but some artists came onto the stage organically and on their own to just start like freestyling over the beat, and you just started seeing a different artist. It kind of reminded me, shout out to Wu-Tang. I forgot what the it's not Bring the Ruckus. It was their first song. Let's see. I can't disrespect that.
Protect your neck. Protect your neck.
Protect your neck. Thank you, Marv. So a little hindsight about protect your neck. I'm not sure if it's true. This is the story. But supposedly, like, when Wu-Tang recorded that song, it was actually like, they were just like, yo, we got this time in the studio. This is the only time we're gonna get. I need y'all to spit the craziest bar ever. That's why Protect Your Neck does not have a chorus. So if you listen to that song, Protect Your Neck does not have a chorus. It's just stanza after stanza after stanza, and every stanza is part of a different artist from Wu-Tang. Yeah, and it kind of it was honestly dope. That's what I was thinking about. I'm like, yo, it's giving a Protect Your Neck type of vibe. So shout out to you, my friend. Really cool. And also thank you for jumping onto the live. We got to get you on the Mina Mendoza Show. Definitely show my man some love. Also, your boy was cool too. Everybody was cool. Everybody was dope. Everybody had talent. So again, shout out again to Hidden Gems, making shit happen. Period. All right. So, oh shit, we got the BDG pop. Oh shit, we got other artists. Yo, mad love to ya. Shout out to my cousin. Hey, we gotta get up soon. I know I am out to PR soon. I ain't getting scammed though. I ain't getting scammed. Just saying.
That's suspicious.
StubHub is suspicious. All right, let's keep shit going. Let's see. Would you ever hook up on a cruise ship? I feel like hooking up, it's full autonomy for yourself. If you want to hook up with somebody, hook up with somebody. So I don't feel like being on a cruise ship, a club, or anything makes a difference. I ain't gonna lie. Being on a cruise ship, I don't think I could go on a cruise ship. Me and Nicole, shout out to Nicole, she was just in the chat. We saw a cruise ship like in person when we were in Puerto Rico. And when I tell you that shit was big as hell, that shit was the size of a New York building. No, like for real, it was like scary. Like I just remember like we were looking up to it and it was pretty. But man, was that thing big. I don't think I would feel comfortable on that thing in the ocean. Nah, I don't think I would feel comfortable. So like, would I hook up with somebody? I mean, yeah, but like, I don't think I would be on a cruise ship. I don't think cruise ships are for me now. It's just weird, bro. Like, you're trapped on this boat. Also, I saw a documentary. I made my friends watch it. It was called The Poop Cruise. Shout out to Netflix. It's called Trainwreck Poop Cruise, and it was some wild shit. It made me think about the cruise, bro, because because a lot of people when they think about the cruise, they're like, "Oh my God, the boat's gonna sink." Nope. On this cruise, the fire happened. You feel me? And when the fire happened, like the electricity just went out.
I said, "Oh Lord Jesus, it's a fire."
Period. And what's crazy about this is like, when the electricity went out, you're just a dead ship floating in the water. And there's nothing, like, it's just like, what do you do? And like, what made the situation worse is that they needed electricity to flush the toilets. So there was no working toilet on that cruise for like a week.
That's crazy.
They were stranded in water. Y'all gotta watch that Trainwreck Poop Cruise. And I'm not going to give it away what happened, but it just goes to show you, like, sinking on a ship, because we all think, like, what? Like, the Titanic and shit is the last thing that I would be thinking about. And also, like, what about pirates? Like, I'm not talking about, like, one-eyed guy. Like, I'm talking about real pirates. Listen, Captain Phillips, like, that shit is real, dog. They will take over your ship. And, like, what's weird about the waters, too, that I learned, like, I don't know what you call that, like international laws or water laws. There's no law. Like, there's nothing out there. Like, it's very easy to commit a crime overseas, because the issue is like, it's hard to pinpoint, I guess, like, if the crime is even a crime, depending on where part of the water you are. And that's kind of like the scary part. And one thing that I learned, so this I will give away about the documentary that I did learn. When you do go on a cruise, unfortunately, a lot of those passengers, now mind you, no one died on this thing. A lot of these passengers couldn't sue about, the events that happened to them, because apparently when you buy a ticket for a cruise, those disclaimer shits, people should really read what that is. It actually tells you that you cannot sue if something bad happened, and like they have like different like examples, so all those people couldn't even sue. Crazy. So I don't know if I'm not guaranteed safety. I mean, I don't know what it is for an airplane, but if I'm not guaranteed safety on a boat, I'm good on that. I don't want to be a part of it at all, unless I'm driving the boat. That's different. But I don't even think I want to drive a boat. Chill. Nah. Period, cuz. Period. You already know. Alright. One thing I do also want to talk about, because talking about artists, we were talking about the showcase Hidden Gems. Has anyone seen the clip? It happened like 2 weeks ago. I don't know where he was performing at, but Justin Timberlake people I feel like do still know who he is. There's clips going around him that he performed like a concert or like a showcase of like his music. And when I tell you it was bad, this shit was bad. And like to me, it's like sad because like, excuse me again. Justin Timberlake, first of all, came from like one of the most like recognized boy bands in the world. He came from NSYNC, and I feel like boy bands like definitely like you would think they would walk. No, they dance first. Like they were the ones with synchronized dancing and shit, you know? So like, and Justin Timberlake, when he went solo, he was a dancer. He was a singer. I feel like he was a great performer. He was part of the Disney Mickey Mouse Club. So I feel like his whole life was an entertainer. So when I saw this concert, it made me really sad. When I'm telling y'all, he barely sang, he barely danced, and he came out with a statement that he blames it on Lyme disease. Now, I'm not saying that he's not sick, but what I am saying, as an artist, people are paying to come see you. You want to make sure that you're able to deliver. If you're not going to deliver, if you're not going to perform to the best of your ability, then I think canceling the show or postponing the show is the best thing to do. As an artist, you want to make sure that you're giving them 100% and more. And you know, and there's a way to do that. Bro, look at Mariah Carey. Shorty's almost 50 years old and she's still singing. Still giving it her all. I've seen concerts like Red Hot Chili Peppers. They're still playing live. Yo, you had Elton John playing the piano and still playing. Yeah, he doesn't perform anymore live. But to me, that was disappointing. And I get it. Your Lyme disease. I'm not disregarding that. But what I am saying, again, fans are counting on you, man. Like, I'm sure I got Mina Mendoza fans, and like, if I was sick and I can't do something, I'm gonna make sure that I communicate that and postpone it and do something for my people that want to see me. So I feel like he could have done something more, man. He could have done something more. How are you gonna stay relevant? I feel like if you would have just gave a great show, you're still gonna have your fans. I don't know, just don't disappoint your fans. Without your fans, you know, these are the people that support you and love you, and besides your family and your friends. So it's like when I saw those clips, I'm like, damn, like, really? And he didn't look sick, but again, I don't want to assume either. You know, the way how someone looks is definitely different from how they feel. But again, like, if you can't do it, don't do a show. Just don't. Take care of yourself and then do a show when you feel better. That's it. Facts of life. Facts of life. Just saying. All right, we're going to keep this going. All right. Ooh, we gotta get spicy. So going back to the Bad Bunny concert, what would you do if you found out your boo went to the Bad Bunny concert with someone else? Damn.
What do you mean?
I would want them to get scammed from StubHub. Like, yo, that would be me. I'm like, yo, scam them. Scam them. Scam them. I want delayed flights. I don't want water at your Airbnb. I don't want you to have electricity, and I hope you get food poison.
Oh my goodness.
Yup, period. No mercy. Don't F with my heart. You do that to me, the karma. The universe will take care of you like that. Just saying. Just saying. All right. How about this? I don't know if I did talk about my PR trip. I feel like I did. And I feel like when I think about my Puerto Rican trip with my friends, like one of the best highlights was definitely the cab ride. And we played the clip of the cab ride. Shout out to Roberto. Yo, shout out to him. I know. I hope I bump into him in an Uber ride home when I go back. That I'm gonna hit him up. Be like, yo, Roberto, what's up? Yo, I gotta do a part 2 of that. And I got your IG, dog. I tagged you in the video. I'm coming back next week, dog. We gotta do a part 2. And you gotta tell me a crazy story about somebody that you picked up from the Bad Bunny concert. Just saying. All right. Let's transition, dog. I guess like another thing that I also want to talk about. We talked about Bad Bunny, StubHub, summer wrapping up, Carnival rides, Justin Timberlake. I guess there's like other things. You know, how we feeling about summer? Are y'all taking care of yourselves? Do y'all have trips planned? Did y'all take your PTO? Don't save it, man. Go on that vacation. It's PTO. Take that time off. Don't get burnt out, bro. And then I guess like we could talk about it because I feel like when we were on the carnival topic, we didn't even talk about it much. What's the most sketchiest ride you ever been on? If I had to think of a sketchy ride, you know what's a scary ass ride that I went on and I will never go on that ride again? It's in Six Flags. So it's a ride that it's like a swing and like you could sit with two people, but there's just like a seatbelt. And what it does is like it brings you mad high and then you like spread out and then you're just going like in a circle, in a swing. I don't know what you call that, yo, but when I tell you, I remember it's not even like that. It's fast. It's the heights. The heights and just going in a circle with just like one little seatbelt thing. I don't like that. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. No. And also like crazy rides too. Like I know like Six Flags has like that singular roller coaster, Jersey Devil. I don't know how I feel about that. It's like you're just a one person roller coaster just going down this hill. I don't know how I feel about that. I don't want to be on the roller coaster ride by myself. And then imagine going on that roller coaster ride by yourself and you're the first person. Because I think it's just like a row of like 12. I know it's very short and quick, but still, like that's scary as hell. That's mad scary. I don't know. Let me know. What's the sketchiest ride y'all ever been on? But yeah, that's just crazy. That's just crazy. You know what else is sketchy? Bumper cars. I feel like that leads to car accidents. Like, yo, like they're teaching you to crash a car. Literally. I always thought bumper cars was cool though. I always end up feeling bad for the person that don't got no wheels. They always get stuck in a corner. Like you can't do nothing or they just keep getting hit all day. That's just mad funny. But yeah, bumper cars is cool. Merry-go-round. That shit's all fire. But you know what's scammy? You know what's the most scammiest thing in a carnival? The games. Those games are meant for you to lose money. I feel like the craziest game ever, because it feels like it's so easy. It's like that game with the baskets and all you have to do is like throw it. It's such an easy game. But it's like, yo, it's so hard. It's so freaking hard. It's that one. I don't know. I'll think of it when I come. When it comes to my mind and stuff. But yeah, that's always like how do people win that? You feel me? I always thought about that. It's always crazy. And I always remember that movie. They're like at that I don't know if anybody has ever seen Adventureland. It's pretty funny, but there's a scene. Now I can remember. Y'all know that game with the milk bottles and you have to throw the rings, the ring toss? That is a sketchy ass game. I remember one time I bought 50 rings and just threw them all at the same time. I did not make not a single one. That's I'm like, yo, this game is bullshit. Like that ass. And I remember that was the game in Adventureland where there's a scene in Adventureland where like somebody cheated and put their kid to put a ring on a milk thing. And one of the rules in Adventureland was like, if somebody wins a giant panda, you get fired. Like, so like they put a ring and it was just some crazy shit. Y'all gotta see that movie though, Adventureland. It's one of those like movies where like the comedy in a way is dry, so like you have to catch it, but it's fucking funny. It's funny as hell. Shout out to Adventureland. I always thought that movie was good. All right, man. So besides that, friends, I feel like it's almost time for us to come to an end. So before I leave y'all, I do want to give some shout outs. Again, shout out to Professor Knox throwing a dope ass event this Thursday, Hidden Gems. Shout out to all the artists that came through. Also shout out to Big Ed in the Liberty Arts District. If y'all don't know what it is, definitely check it out. It's in Jersey City. And if y'all ever been to Miami and seen the Wynwood walls, think of that, but like in the heart of Jersey City. So it's like nice. It's like walls and there's different art and like different scales of the wall. So definitely check out Big Ed. I actually had him as a guest a couple weeks ago. Really, really dope human being. I'm going to be possibly going for an event tomorrow. Might see some interviews, might see some things popping off on the gram. But yeah, just shout out to Jersey in general, yo. Jersey's a dope ass state. I love New York, I love all my states, but I am a proud New Jerseyan. That I feel like we're doing big things. We got Hollywood here. There's mad movies and films that are being produced in Jersey as we speak. So I feel like as a state, we're just getting stronger. We're getting better. Shout out to Garden State Warriors, always doing their things. They're always a group, a band that always have shown love. Shout out to Bravery Studios, making shit happen. You know, I'm really proud of my friends. I feel like all of my friends got some shit going on, and I'm just like really happy to like, it's like what a time to be alive right now. Very grateful. All right, guys. So as we know, I am going to be taking my break for the month of August, but I will be back in September, Thursdays at 7 p.m. Might be doing some projects in August, so keep an eye out on my Instagram. That's the Queen #0F Spice. Also, everybody, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Don't forget to like, share, follow on the Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat, whatever it may be. You know, send me a message. Yo, period. Send me a message. Let's collab. Let's network. You know, let's get things going. Also, shout out to Moon World. I didn't get to mention this, but I'm gonna be posting some photos. Shout out to Moon World. He was a past guest on my show, but we had him come through last Saturday, and I actually did a photo shoot with him. We're gonna be producing those photos soon. We're just working on some edits, but dope photographer. Definitely check him out. Moon World Media LLC. He throws some dope pictures. Just a couple more shout outs. Shout out to my friend Velo and Arias, Fire and Ice. Definitely, you know, show Velo some love, yo. She lost her Instagram account, and I know she's trying to build it back. So like, share, follow the girl. She's beautiful. She's talented. I'm also going to have them on my show in September. So shout out to y'all. A lot of things happening, man. I don't want to let out too much out of the bag. But just know I'm coming back stronger, funnier, and spicier. We elevate, dog. We elevate. Period. All right, that's really all I got for y'all today. I love y'all so much. I'm gonna miss y'all so much. And yeah, just stay tuned. It's your girl, Mina Mendoza. Little girl, big personality. Queen of Spice. We out.